ain't no motherfucking race, cause I been one. And if you don't like it, tune the fuck out. And you must like it, cause you tuned the fuck in. I got your head on my tummy. Turn your bitch into a thigh like she ducky.
And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful, as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I'm here to tell you, number one, that most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it bad and then you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep. Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you gotta be willing to give up sleep.
Behaviors, one, and the future going towards. A lot of things have been expedited with the quarantine, with the pandemic going on, but apart from just those behavioral changes, what are three things that are gonna what are a few things that are gonna set in stone for the future in 2.5 to 3 years from now? And it doesn't have to be in any particular order. It's just thrown out there, right? So we know for sure teleconferencing and telepresence and doing things virtually for sure. That's a for sure thing.
Yeah.
Right? People be more aware of being clean and other shit like that. Like commerce is gonna be different.
Yeah.
For sure. Data. I mean, you already look at shit with just data, but it's more imperative now that, I mean, data is the new black gold, right? But like, you need to make more decisions from data.
Yeah.
So from your viewpoint, like how is that going to be in the future, like implemented in some of your ways of you use those things, you having that foresight, using that now, but what do you see in the future?
I mean, you talk about like artificial intelligence, right? That's definitely
a big one.
I mean, that's I mean, that is the first one that would come to my mind.
Yeah.
I also kind of feel like this might be getting a little bit above the wavelength of a normal person.
Yeah.
But one other thing I think of is with a lot of the things that have started to evolve, people are going to, and these might be even world leaders or people on certain wavelengths, are going to start to think of a futuristic element when it comes to space, because there's this whole concept, which is reality, of getting overpopulated here on Earth.
You're talking on that different wavelength though right now, though.
I think I'm kind of like...
No, but go into it though.
Yeah, but that whole concept of there's overpopulation. Yeah. There is the state of, I mean, we're talking about this pandemic, right? There's a state of uncertainty where, you know, people are getting, there's this virus and people are getting contaminated and all that stuff. And I think even one of, if I'm not mistaken, I think even one of Jeff Bezos' projects is to try to go to space.
Blue Origin?
Yeah, and that whole concept of clean energy, a new perspective on a lot of different things, futuristic technology, that's going to be a thing of the future. Now, don't get me wrong, it's probably going to be a bunch of people that are financially stable that could kind of get into that realm, but that is something that's going to become the future, because this pandemic is pretty much just a preliminary of things that are going to come in the future.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, things are not going to get easier with this pandemic, because if you look at the previous pandemics, a lot of them were not global.
Right.
This is a global pandemic, and you kind of think about it like, what's next?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit it, man, but you tapped on it lightly at the same time because you don't want it to be too expansive as far as like wavelength wise. But and I didn't even think he was on that wavelength, but he and got this noise in the background, but he just bought stocks into Virgin Galactic. So Virgin has a bunch of subsidiary companies, and they already went public with that. And that stock is like super, super, super cheap right now. But nobody's even seen that right now as far as what it is. But all these billionaires, they're all vying for space. Space is the next frontier, and that frontier is going to be expedited with the thanks of Elon Musk and certain certain propulsion engineers, right? They're switching up the game, they're changing everything up. And I've had these kind of conversations with other people, like, that are on that wavelength. They understand that space is going to be more affordable to go to. Not affordable as far as maybe certain class of people, but it's going to be more affordable to certain other class of people. So that is going to be more of the lit thing to do, and exploring that frontier, seeing it, visiting it, colonizing it to a smaller extent, and that can expeditely happen in the next 3 to 4 years. It might be just like $1 million to take a trip to space and come back, or a little bit more, maybe 8 mil, 10 mil, 25 mil to actually go out there, spend the night out there for a few days, or a hotel, or colonization type of situation. And technologies are going to come from that. Some more technologies are going to come from that, but that's a big chunk of where we're going in the future, moving forward. So it's cool that shit's going, man.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, the third one, which is kind of already obvious, is just more like maybe the word crowdsourcing or global fulfillment is kind of like once again, it might be something that is happening in smaller scales, but one of the things that, like, Jeff Bezos, for example, kind of looks at is he's not going into this business to be, he's going into this business to be for pretty much for total domination, right? And the way he's doing that is, I mean, you have a lot of third-party fulfillments, which are one of the most profitable parts of his business. And I think that's pretty much what is going to happen, right? Where fulfillment is going to be on a larger scale. And there's going to become a lot of monopoly when it comes to fulfillment, because smaller businesses fulfilling whatever they do to customers is probably going to be something that people would do. But when you look at it in the grand scale of things, from a cost perspective and an efficiency perspective, these bigger corporations are going to monopolize that whole process, right, where they're going to be more efficient from providing products to people quicker, more efficiently, having top-of-the-line customer service, and also the cost of shipments will drastically change.
That's the next wave. It's not necessarily just a fulfillment in like certain regions. It's to completely global fulfillment, because and he doesn't fight for market share. He's trying to go for total domination. Yeah.
So that's definitely not mistaken. So at the moment, Amazon is in, obviously, the U.S., North America. Amazon pretty much has covered that base. Amazon has covered the UK.
The UK. I think what you're saying is like the second world / bits of the third world, which are also emerging economies that are going to come into that space, right?
Yeah, once they come into that space, then it's done.
It's done, yeah.
Because they're not. Right now is just the US, UK, and Asia Pacific,
right? Which
covers you're talking about Japan, Australia, all of those places in the Asia Pacific.
Right, Oceania.
The UK, which is, you're talking about, obviously you have the UK, you have Italy, you have France. I mean, they just call that the UK, and then, but like you said, some of these third world countries have not really have not got on that platform for fulfillment, for Amazon fulfillment. But once that happens, it is over, because even a lot of companies now can't even fulfill to a lot of those places.
Right. So. I mean, there's subsequently versions of Amazon that's out there in Africa. Let's say it's for sure South Africa and Nigeria. I think Jamaica and some other ones, right?
Or are those
But
part of Amazon?
no, they're not part of Amazon.
Yeah.
They're like an African version of
Yeah,
Amazon,
they
and they're
have-
like
they have
super
total-
successful.
They have big domination.
They have big domination, but
that's the thing.
yeah.
Like,
he might be able to be like, man, you know
if
what,
he's
F it,
able to
I'll
do-
just acquire. But I don't
Yeah.
think he's going to do that. But
he could probably do that. That's what he does with a lot of companies.
yeah, he would have to pay billions.
And he's done that for a lot of companies.
Companies.
When he sees companies that have potential, he takes them on.
He'll offer them if
Yeah,
they don't offer, if they don't
and
take it,
doesn't-
he'll
don't take it,
dominate
he'll take
them.
them out of business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a quick summary, but good conversation. Good conversation.
Yeah. Futuristic wave, man. That's the
That's
play.
the whole play, man. That's how you're supposed to be looking at shit. You know what I'm saying? On the whole futuristic wavelength. The times are here, so get with it or get left behind.
Companies. When he sees companies that have potential, he takes them on.
He'll offer them if they don't offer, if they don't take it, he'll dominate them.
Out of business.
Yeah. Wow, that was a quick summary, but good conversation. Good conversation.
Yeah. Futuristic wave, man. That's the play.
That's the whole play, man. That's how you're supposed to be looking at shit. You know what I'm saying? On the whole futuristic wavelength. The times are here, so get with it or get left behind.